Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to my channel, and today we'll be looking at the best tips and tricks for new players or people that are looking for new ways to improve. If you're one of these type of players, then this video is for you. Hope this helps, and let's get right into it. First thing we're going to talk about is progression. Now, Dead by Daylight is a 1v4 killer versus survivors game. The survivor's main goal is to fix generators and escape, while the killer will need to stop the survivors from doing generators and kill everyone until there's no survivors left. Now, as a survivor, it's important to always be doing something, like repairing generators, healing your teammates, or yourself if necessary, and hooking players if the killer is not nearby, or being decoy as making the killer chase you. Remember not to camp in a corner or doing something you shouldn't be doing, like not helping your teammates, hiding when the killer's far away from you, or in a locker for the whole game. Make sure you give benefits to your whole team, including yourself, and work together to escape as a team. Now, tip number 2 will be windows and pallets. Whenever you're in a chase, always do a loop around the windows or pallets. Don't waste pallets as they are very efficient, and try keeping the pallets until the last second. Use it when you're certain that the killer is going to hit you. Don't just run straight through the pallet and use it, because then you're just wasting a pallet for the killer to break and no one else can use it. If a survivor is down and gets picked up by the killer, you can try using the pallet to stun the killer by doing something like this.
Why is he coming at me? Ender, honey, I'm halfway. Ender, Ender.
Now you can do something similar to Windows by faking or juking it, making the killer think you're going there but really you went to the opposite. This works great. Something like this, for instance. I made the killer think I was gonna go right, but as soon as I saw him go right, I took a different route and went back to left. You can also do a thing called double back, where you can vault over a window and the killer will go around and meet you, but instead you go back to vault the window and it can buy you some time. Next we'll talk about hooking slash unhooking. Now, if a survivor gets hooked and you want to save them, it matters where they've been hooked depending if they're down in a basement or not, who the survivor is, and if the killer can kill one of you or not, which is if they're camping. Never take risks or both of you can get hooked too. It also depends on what perks you have. If the killer camps next to the survivor, then all hope might be lost, unless if you have a teammate that can help you. One of you can decoy the killer to chase you, while the other can go for the rescue. But if the killer chooses to not fall for the trick, then it means that he wants the hooked survivor to be dead, and he'll continue camping. If that's the case, then the hooked survivor might not be possible to save, and your best possible option is to continue doing required tasks like doing generators or healing one another. Unless if someone decides to sacrifice for themselves, which is very risky because it can also get themselves killed. Remember, it also depends on which kinda killer you face. If it's a Leatherface, then you shouldn't risk it, because then he can insta-kill both of you if you unhook him. Tip number 4 are going to be totems. Now there are two different types of totems. A normal totem, which has like a regular skulls, nothing, like no features about them, and a hex totem, which has like a lit candle beneath them, which is kinda like, that has features, like a light candle beneath the skulls. It's always a good idea to cleanse a totem, as there are perks called hex perks, which can activate anytime depending on what perks they do. And to deactivate them, you'll need to cleanse a hex totem and the effect will be gone. There is a hex perk called Hex Haunted Ground, which once a survivor cleanses a hex totem, the hex perk will activate and your whole team, including yourself, will be exposed for a short duration of time, which means if the killer will hit you, you'll instantly go down, whether you're injured or not. If you face against the plague, never cleanse a totem, as she can use the red blood fountain scattered around the map. The red blood can insta-down you if you get touched by it, but she can only use a limited amount of them, so make sure you know who the killer is. Tip number 5 will be the escape gate. Once all generators are done, the escape gate will be available and you can open the gate and escape. If everyone is not at one of the exit gates, then don't open the gate yet until everyone can escape. If that's the case, make sure you're opening the gate and leave the bar at 99%. The reason behind this is so then when you fully open the gate, there will be a time limit above your screen, which can deplete time if someone's hooked or not at the escape gate. If you're being chased by a killer, then best to escape. But if not, then leave the gate at 99% of the time, so your whole team has time to escape.